Did you know that one man killed more people than many genocides? Luis Garavito looked like a harmless grandfather. He carried candy and toys. He dressed as a priest, a farmer, sometimes a street vendor, but he was hunting. For over 2 decades, Garavito stalked the streets of Colombia. His targets were always the same: street children, kids with no families to miss them. He would approach them with gifts, offer food, promise work or money. Then he would lead them away. Between 1970s and 1999, Garavito confessed to murdering over 400 children. Investigators found evidence supporting his claims: mass graves scattered across the country, small bones, torn clothing. When police finally caught him, he cooperated completely. He drew maps to burial sites. He described every murder in detail. But here's the most disturbing part. Due to legal technicalities and good behavior in prison, Garavito could be released early. The man responsible for more confirmed murders than any serial killer in history might walk free. Colombia's beast could return to the streets he once terrorized. On September 15, 1978, Bulgarian journalist Georgi Markov felt a sharp sting in his leg while crossing Waterloo Bridge in London. A man with an umbrella had bumped into him, apologized, and walked away. 3 days later, Markov was dead. For years, Markov had been broadcasting anti-communist reports on BBC Radio, exposing the brutal regime back home, making powerful enemies. When doctors examined his body, they found something impossible: a tiny platinum pellet, smaller than a pinhead, drilled with microscopic holes. It had been fired from that umbrella. The pellet contained ricin, one of the deadliest poisons known to man. There's no antidote. This wasn't just murder. This was a KGB masterpiece. Soviet agents had turned an everyday object into a silent weapon. The umbrella fired the pellet using compressed air. The victim felt nothing more than a mosquito bite. Markov's assassination exposed an entire network. Bulgarian secret police were hunting dissidents across Western Europe. All it took was one bump on a busy bridge and a man with an umbrella. In 1953, the CIA launched a program so horrific, it sounds like science fiction: MK Ultra, the agency's secret mind control project. For over 20 years, they experimented on unwitting Americans and Canadians, psychiatric patients, college students, random citizens. The methods were medieval: massive doses of LSD without consent, electroshock therapy that erased memories, sensory deprivation for weeks. Dr. Frank Olson discovered the truth about the program. Days later, he was dead. The CIA called it suicide. He allegedly jumped from a hotel window after being secretly dosed with LSD. His family never believed it. When exposure became inevitable, the CIA destroyed almost all records. Boxes of evidence, gone. But survivors fought back. Patients who lost years of their lives. Families torn apart by experiments they never knew happened. The program officially ended in 1973, but the damage was permanent. Thousands of victims, their minds shattered in the name of national security. MK Ultra proves the most terrifying monsters aren't in horror movies. They're in government buildings. 2 scientists, same object, same mistake. Both died within months of each other. In 1945, Los Alamos was home to the most dangerous piece of metal on Earth. A sphere of plutonium, roughly the size of a grapefruit, with enough energy to level a city. Scientists called it the Demon Core. The first accident happened in August. Harry Daghlian was working alone, stacking neutron-reflecting bricks around the core. He dropped one directly onto it. The room flooded with radiation. He died 25 days later. 9 months passed. Then Louis Slotin repeated almost the exact same fate. He was demonstrating a critical experiment, holding 2 radioactive shells apart with nothing but a screwdriver. The screwdriver slipped. The core went supercritical for a fraction of a second. Everyone in the room saw a blue flash. Slotin died 9 days later. Same object, same outcome. 2 brilliant men, gone. These were the people building the atomic bomb, and they were one slipped hand away from death every single day. The Demon Core was eventually melted down in 1946. But the lesson it left behind never faded. In 1984, an Austrian prison published a book of poems. The author was a convicted murderer named Jack Unterweger, and the world fell in love with him. Critics called his writing a miracle. Intellectuals campaigned for his release. Even Nobel Prize winners signed petitions. After 15 years in prison, Austria set him free. He became a celebrity overnight. Magazines hired him. Television invited him on air. He wrote articles about crime and redemption. He visited prisons as a journalist. He interviewed police detectives. And while the cameras were rolling, he was killing again. Between 1990 and 1992, 11 women were murdered across Austria, Czechoslovakia, and the United States. Each one strangled with the same knot, his signature. When police finally connected the deaths to Unterweger, he fled to Miami. Interpol tracked him down. He was extradited, tried, and convicted. The night of the verdict, he hanged himself in his cell, using the same knot. He had never stopped, not for a single day. The world's belief in his transformation was the weapon he used most.